Hey everyone, I'm Xonani. Welcome to my new video. Today I'll be testing two products from MEEDEN that I've been waiting to try for quite a while. They're 100% cotton watercolor paper and they're 24 color gouache set. The paper I have here is hot pressed, which, as you know, is my absolute favorite to work on. That means it has a very smooth surface with little to no texture. I've heard so many good things about this paper. Some people even say it's comparable to the Bauhong paper or even the Arches paper. So I'm really curious to see how it performs. Then I have the MEEDEN 24 color gouache set. I've been waiting to test them too because I've heard some great reviews about them. I think it was Sarah Burns who did a lightfast test on them and they actually performed surprisingly well. I'm not sure exactly what video this was and it was a while ago, but I'll be doing my own test later, of course. But for now, let's take a closer look and see how they behave while painting. Both of these products were kindly sent to me by MEEDEN, but as always, you will get my honest and unfiltered opinion, of course. Alright, let's start with the swatches. I won't use the good MEEDEN paper just yet. I will take a different one I already have here. Inside the box, we got 24 metal tubes, each containing 12 milliliter of paint. On each tube, you will find the color name, pigment informations, and the light fast rating, also the transparency of this color. And I really appreciate this, that you find all of the informations on the tube. Right away, I noticed that none of the paints had separated in the tubes, and they all have a nice creamy consistency. They feel very well pigmented, I have to say, and I like that the color selection is well thought out. That means no unnecessary doubles, and you get everything you need to mix and any color you want, even if you are not into mixing a lot. And yes, I'm very happy there's a neon pink, an opera pink included. Even if it's probably not very light fast, I just love using opera pinks. And once dry, the swatches have that lovely matte finish that gouache is known for. Next, I wanted to experiment with watercolors on the paper. I was curious to see how it handles water, how the paint flows, and whether you can get those soft, seamless transitions. So first, I did a wet on wet test, and I have to say it worked beautifully. The colors blended together smoothly, and even after drying, there were no harsh blooms or edges. Then I tried wet on dry, and again it behaved just as I had expected this from really good paper. Honestly, I might even like this one a bit better than the Bauhong hot press paper, where I sometimes feel like I have to work harder to get the result I want. I also tested some inks. These are Ecoline liquid watercolors, which behave a lot like inks, normal inks, and they just float across the surface so beautifully. I have to say I'm genuinely impressed. Later off camera, I kept layering a bit more and added some colored pencils here on the wet on dry field, and they felt amazing on this paper. Everything about it was just lovely to work with. So yeah, 2 thumbs up for this paper. Now, of course, we need to test the gouache on the paper as well. First, I sketched my idea on the paper. I started with a red colorase pencil by Prismacolor, but since I knew I would be painting a reddish background layer, I went over the lines again with some blue, so they would be still visible afterwards. Definitely a good decision. I picked out a few colors for my painting. I like to limit my palette so the overall image feels more harmonious. Gouache is a medium I really enjoy, even though I'm not exactly a pro at it yet. I love using it in my sketchbooks or layering on top of watercolor when I need something opaque, and I absolutely love that you can reactivate it with water once it's dry. That makes it so easy to take your time blending or adjusting colors directly on the paper. For this piece, I started with a background layer, a thin wash of diluted neon pink. I just love having a colored base, especially bright shades like pink or orange. You just have to make sure it's not too thick, since gouache always reactivates with water and you don't want muddy colors in the end. Then I painted the background darker to make my main subject, the creature, stand out more. It's a motif I've sketched before, kind of a serpent or eel-like body with human face. There's just something about that combination that is fascinating me lately. My snack woman also has some spirit companions, and all of the foreground I painted in shades of red, orange and yellow. I worked slowly, layer by layer, and like always with gouache, there's a long ugly stage you have to push through before things start to come together. The paints themselves handled wonderfully. I actually came back the next day after I pressed them in my ceramic palette here. My paints had dried on the palette already, but they reactivated perfectly with a lovely creamy consistency. That's exactly how gouache should behave for me. I think I need a small travel palette for these. I really want to bring gouache with me when I paint on the go. I usually only have watercolors and pens or markers and colored pencils with me, but gouache would be such a nice addition. Every time I paint with it again, I fall a bit more in love with it. I've tested quite a few brands over time, and I have to say these MEEDEN paints feel just right. Creamy, matte when dry, very opaque and nicely pigmented, and for the price they are honestly fantastic. The whole 24 set costs around $20, which is amazing, especially if you are a beginner or just love painting in sketchbooks like I do. The paper, by the way, is 10 to 7 inches with 20 sheets and costs around $17, which is also a really good price for this quality. For comparison, the Bao Hong is around $20 for 20 sheets in the same size, and in the same size, the Arches is roughly $20 for just 12 sheets. Of course, those prices are as of November 2025 and might change over time, so just to let you know. I've linked all the products in the description box below, and you can also get a 12% discount on MEEDEN products using my code XUNANI25. I will write everything down in my info box, so if you want to check this out. Oh, and by the way, the ceramic palette I'm using here is also from MEEDEN. I've had it for years now and I absolutely love it. I have to admit, it took me a while to get out of that ugly stage. Watercolor is my main medium. I use it almost all the time, so switching over can be a bit tricky at first, but it was so much fun, and I'll definitely be using gouache more often in my sketchbooks from now on. And especially when I filled up this travel palette. I really want to do this. I kept turning the painting around while working on the face. It really took me a while until I liked it. But step by step, everything came together, and I thought it would be nice to add some kind of pattern to the body, and I like it. Once I was happy with the gouache, I picked out a few colored pencils and added the final details. I love how colored pencils look over gouache. They work so well together. You can add fine details, adjust shadows, and give everything a lovely texture. It's such a great combo. I also love using colored pencils over watercolor, but with gouache, it's just as satisfying. And even though it took quite a while and had a long, ugly stage, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I hope you like it too. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps a lot. Thank you so much. And a huge thank you to my wonderful patrons for supporting my work. You are truly amazing. Then I wish you all a fantastic week, my friends. See you next time. Stay creative. Bye for now. Yours, Xunani.